This episode was a tough one to get through because it involves Chloe. And God, I just got done with a Chloe episode, man. And she is the worst. I might title this video Chloe is the worst. But we open up with a school production that is actually going to be filmed and put in select theaters. That the class of our main character, of course, is putting on, which is actually pretty cool, all things considered. With Thomas Ostruck, actual director of Miraculous Ladybug, actually directing the project, which is also really cool. I also love the fact that they have Nathaniel doing the storyboards, because it's just like, yes, these people know the process of making an actual production. So it's just like, of course they actually have the kid doing things the proper way. And Marinette has even come up with the costume designs for the hero of creation and the villain of destruction, which is very reminiscent of Ladybug and Cat Noir in and of themselves. And I also love the fact that Andre also tries to talk about his film career and all of that. It's just like, poor Andre, don't keep putting your dreams on hold, man. Go out and do it one day. I know you want to be mayor for as long as you possibly want, but come on, man. I think you'd be happier just being a film director one day. Dabble a little. And we get to see that Zoe is actually the lead character. And unfortunately, that leads to a lot of problems, as Chloe just so happens to be watching the news report and takes offense to Zoe being the lead. So as the production takes place, as Zoe and Maylene are rehearsing, of course in comes Chloe to utterly ruin everyone's day. In the words of Alucard and Trevor Belmont, yet again God shits in my dinner. And she is pissed that Zoe would possibly be on movie screens instead of her. But Marinette takes offense to this, as she finds that Zoe is a great performer and she shouldn't let her sister get her down in such a terrible way. And the art teacher is even like, but we also offered you the role, and you had issues with every person working on it. So why are you even here, little girl? But Chloe demands to be on screen. If there's going to be a production like this, she wants to be at the center of attention for it. And as she storms out, Andre says that he'll work something out. So as all the kids go over to where the producer is, with of course that producer being Bob Roth himself as per usual, there's Chloe with that usual shit-eating grin, as Bob Roth has basically been paid off by Andre to include Chloe in the production. And while Marinette tries her best to make a argument for Zoe being involved with everything, Zoe bites the bullet on this for the good of the film, because she's a good person deep down. But Chloe just wants Zoe to be nowhere near being on camera during this entire production, and thus the deal with the devil has been made. As the next day the production goes underway, and Chloe is being her usual terrible self, commenting about the outfits and the special effects. Also, for some reason, Sabrina keeps offering Chloe bananas in a hope that maybe it'll get her to calm her little butt down a little bit. Also, congrats to Nino on basically being like the cameraman slash writer slash somewhat director for the most part, because Thomas ain't really doing too much. I wonder what that says about him on the actual production. But Chloe takes issue with the fact that apparently Maylene is being portrayed as the good character, the character of creation, and Chloe demands to be the hero of the picture. And while Marinette tries to fight against this, ultimately Chloe plays the daddy card, and Andre relents and gives in. And so we have a little bit of a moment talking about rewrites, and Thomas makes the comment about it and all that, and I have to wonder if that's an inside joke in terms of the production. And as the film starts to get underway, and Zoe is so cute in her little role. She's taking it all in stride. Good on you, girl. Of course, Chloe's still nowhere to be seen, and of course, the issue is that Chloe wants a specific kind of outfit that is very obviously Queen Bee. Like, she's still trying to play out that fantasy of being Queen Bee, and Marinette tries to call her out on it, and Chloe's just like, no, it's Queen Banana. And it's just like, okay, because she's trying not to be called out for being the terrible creature that she is. And so yet another rewrite later, and a pretty decent outfit overall, but Chloe is once again difficult as she wants her own banana mobile. Jesus Christ, child. And one rewrite later, we have the Banana-mobile, which is, I mean, as good as that was gonna get. But Chloe doesn't feel as though her character would be saving a whole bunch of sleeping peasants, and so somehow Adrian is roped into this entire situation. And because his father felt that this would be a good opportunity, if nothing else, it was agreed upon. And while at first I'm just like, okay, they put Adrian in a cage. Okay, that's whatever. A cage hoisted up by a helicopter. What is going on here? How much money has been sunk into this production? And while Nino's just like, okay, are you satisfied with all of the BS you've managed to rope into this production? No, Chloe is most certainly not. Chloe demands that they have some kind of monster for her to fight, an actual villain to take on and challenge her for the most part. And oh my god, I feel Nino's frustration here. It's just like it emanates from this entire episode, the frustration of the characters. It's palpable. And as they try to figure out what kind of monster they should have Chloe fight, as BS as that is, Chloe's just like, it should be a giant bomb-throwing gorilla. You know, all the best movies have giant gorillas in them, and Nino relents. Good on you, Nino, for trying to just get this done. And all things considered, they do the best they could possibly with the time constraints that they have. But of course, Chloe is not satisfied with the cheaply made gorilla made in miraculously like an hour or so, and it still looks good considering that time frame, but she's not feeling it. And despite Marinette doing her best to just call Chloe out on all of this whole situation, Chloe's just like, no, fix everything, get it all ready to go, figure out how to get an actual giant bomb-throwing gorilla or something like that, and we'll pick this up tomorrow. Okay, bye. And so she leaves, and good on the kids for actually contemplating how to get a giant gorilla. And Marinette has to just stand up and be like, no, we're not going with any of Chloe's BS. We're gonna do this production how we want to do it and get it done today. And so the next day, everything is packed up when Chloe gets there. And when she questions the guy picking up all the rest of the equipment, it's just like, oh yeah, they finished the production last night. It should be screening right about now. And so as she heads to the nearby theater, the production is already, pretty much done. Like, it is in post. It's utterly impossible. You cannot edit a video that quickly, but considering how cheap it's made, maybe, if someone pulled an all-nighter. And it's actually got a very sweet message with the gods of creation and destruction being sisters who make up, and the god of creation just having this absolute love for her sister no matter what she may be. And I wonder what that's foreshadowing. And as Chloe tries to confront all of them on what they did, Gabriel makes it known that he will be funding the production so that they could actually do it their way, because Marinette made the suggestion that they just show Gabriel what they had going and have him decide how he felt about the production, and apparently he liked it. So they're moving forward with the way that the kids originally wanted to do everything. Good on them. Well done, children. And Bob Roth got his money, so he's A-okay with all of this? And Marinette gives the most epic swerve possible. It's just like, it was for the good of the film, Chloe. I'm just like, yes, yes. I know it's a fictional little child, but at the same time, in your face, Chloe, you stew on that. And she goes storming off as per usual. And of course, it was all a ploy of Gabriel's, and he's just like, yeah, Chloe is such an easy mark. Of course, I don't really care about this production. I care about making Chloe mad. And it's just like, give me that sweet, sweet negative emotion. It is Hawk Moth time, Shadow Moth time. And honestly, I would have loved if he had not turned off the camera, because he goes from talking to the kids to turning into Shadow Moth. And I'm just like, had he not turned off the camera, the kids would have been like, oh my god, Adrian's dad is Shadow Moth. I would have loved the explanation he tries to give on that one, but Adrian actually goes in order to try and talk to Chloe. And whereas Chloe thinks it's just like, oh, don't worry, Adrian, I'll just get my sister back for what she did. I'll have my revenge. Adrian lets her know that, hey, we talked about this, that if you didn't stop being such an out-and-out terrible person, I might not be friends with you anymore. I can't be friends with you anymore. And I love that. It's just like, yes, I'm so glad Adrian hasn't been so oblivious to the terrible nature of Chloe. There's actual repercussions for her terrible behavior. Thank you. So much catharsis. And Chloe blows up at this. And it's just like, well, in that case, we're through. We're done. And she storms off and goes off to sulk, leaving her prone to the Akuma and Amok, and it possesses her little badge thingy. And hearing Shadow Moth say Queen Banana, it's just like, oh my god, seriously, I love it. And she's all for it. She's just like, yeah, you want Ladybug and Cat Noir's Miraculous, just give me my giant bomb-throwing monkey and the ultimate power and all that good stuff so I can get revenge on my sister. And thus she is Queen Banana with the ability to turn people into bananas with a banana mobile and a giant sentimental gorilla called Banana Boom Boom, which... she says that name so many times and it never stops being funny. Like, Banana Boom Boom. You can just say that to me on the street and I will die laughing a little inside. And so she goes over to the theater, literally rips the roof off of the place and starts to call out her sister to everyone inside and just Banana Boom Boom starts throwing down banana bombs that go boom boom, turning people into bananas. Boom boom. I'm sorry, I'll stop. And so Marinette and Adrian know what they gotta do, as Marinette also gets Zoe out of harm's way as best she can. Tells her to wait in the stairwell because, that's probably the best place to be, all things considered, and she goes off and transforms, as Queen Banana and Banana Boom Boom are tearing up the street, demanding that Zoe reveal herself, as people are suffering because of her. And it shows the sweet nature of Zoe, where she hears people are suffering and she immediately wants to do something. In comes Cat Noir, ready to take on Queen Banana and Banana Boom Boom. No, I'm not going to stop saying it, shut up. But he is quickly outmatched in this boss fight, as Ladybug has to save his bacon, and they note how generous Shadow Moth was to her in terms of powers. So, with Cat Noir acting as a distraction, Ladybug tries to go in for the major strike, only for her decked out banana car to be able to fire in all directions, with Ladybug just barely managing to get out of banana trouble. So she brings out a Lucky Charm, which ends up being a moped. And I love that she's just like, oh, I was gonna catch that, but nope. Like, it would have been hilarious if the moped crushed her. I'm sorry, that's dark, but it would have been so funny. And this moped is decked out with, like, a tire repair kit with, like, glue and stuff inside. And it's just like, man, the Miraculous really thought you needed some serious duty help on this one. And Ladybug's able to figure out most of what she needs to do, but there's a piece missing, and that piece is Zoe, who comes out demanding that Queen Banana stop if she gives herself up. And it's very clear that Queen Banana is not going to stop her rampage, even if Zoe gives herself up. And as Banana Boom Boom's about to do the big old boom boom to Zoe, in comes Ladybug with a friggin' Akira slide. You're like, yo, that is so sick. Love it. Anime references. And while she's distracted, Cat Noir tries to go in with a cataclysm, only for Queen Banana to get her banana car out of the way. Cat Noir strikes Banana Boom Boom, and because, we've seen it before, whenever a sentient monster is hit with a cataclysm, they don't get destroyed, they just go out of control. Utter rampage. This gorilla is going ape as Cat Noir ends up being stuck between a rock and a banana hard place. Kinky. While Queen Banana goes after Ladybug and Zoe, only for them to escape down into the subway. But it's like Banana Boom Boom's about to do the boom boom to Cat Noir if they don't come out soon enough. So at some point they've got to come out of the subway. But Ladybug uses this opportunity to bestow the Bee Miraculous onto Zoe. No real fanfare, it's just like, here you go. Here's the Bee Miraculous. It'll grant you the ability of immobilization. Because, she really does need that in this situation with the friggin' sentient monster that would come in handy. And Pollen is all too ready to meet his new queen. Her new queen? Whichever. Their new queen. Let's go with the gender neutral. And I love that Zoe is just like, oh, Chloe's gonna be especially mad because that was her Miraculous back when she was Queen Bee. And I'm realizing nobody really knows that Queen Bee was kicked out of the Miraculous Superhero Squad. Although you wouldn't really put a press conference out for that kind of thing. But Ladybug tells her that it's best that Zoe dons it, as she is exactly what is needed in this situation, and Chloe will never need to know about any of this, and that Zoe can do this. She is exactly the kind of person who should wield this Miraculous. And so we have the birth of a new superhero, Vesperia. And I'm kind of lukewarm to the whole thing. I thought I would be more excited about it, but not really so much. It's just kind of like, yeah, okay. I mean, I guess it was because I was kind of spoiled on this like a while back, but at the same time, it's just like, I thought I would be a little bit more excited. Don't get me wrong, Zoe definitely deserves this. She makes a much better superhero than Chloe, but at the same time, I was really hoping Chloe would change. I really was throwing all my chips in the Chloe change jar, but this just kind of solidifies that, nope, it's Zoe. Although the fact that she's more Wasp-inspired than Bee-inspired is kinda weird, but Ladybug distracts Queen Banana as Vesperia goes in to help Cat Noir against Banana Boom Boom, as she brings out her special stinger in order to paralyze Banana Boom Boom. And as Cat Noir questions Queen Bee, she introduces herself as Vesperia, the newest superhero of Paris. And Cat Noir gives a very friendly greeting. Is there something to it, or is he just being kind? He's probably just being kind. And as they kind of time out because they use their special abilities, which is interesting. We've never actually seen a temporary Miraculous holder time out. I wonder what Pollen was fed. Did they find some nearby honey or something? Although then again, Pollen's like a bee kind of, so would they even enjoy honey? Question. But Plague is all for this, and it's just like, yep, this is definitely an improvement over Queen Bee. But as Ladybug ends up being cornered by Queen Banana, in comes Cat Noir with yet another cataclysm, which ends up destroying her banana mobile. But Queen Banana takes Ladybug hostage, but in comes Vesperia, who actually plays up how much of an insult Queen Banana feels about having someone else hold the Bee Miraculous. And good on Zoe for playing into it, just goading her. It's just like, come on, hit me. I'm so much better. They needed someone more competent. And let's be real, Chloe was a royal disaster. She ended up endangering Paris Paris more times than saving it when she actually had to be miraculous. And Ladybug uses that opportunity to use the repair glue in order to glue up the holster for Queen Banana's banana gun. Why it needs a holster, I guess it's kind of like a recharge port or whatever, but it's kind of weird how that functions. And so as Queen Banana strikes out as at Vesperia in retaliation, and she takes the hit like a champ, turns into a banana and everything, the deed is done. Although Chloe doesn't know it's Zoe, so she's still gonna rampage looking for Zoe, but she holsters her banana, ew, and she demands to have the Ladybug and Cat Miraculous, only to find out she can't get her banana gun out. And I just love how smug they are about the hit that Vesperia took, and it's just like, yeah, she's such an improvement over Queen Bee. What a team player. As I love the moment too, as Queen Banana tries to run for it, she literally just tries to run away from the situation, only to get tripped up, her little pin or whatever taken off, smashed, and the Akuma and Amok are de-evilized, and everything is set back to normal. No more banana people. But, of course, Chloe just swears that she hates Ladybug still because of everything. Like, how dare you ruin my fun and all that. And she even shows her hatred and disdain towards Vesperia and all that. And I do love the fact that Zoe just looks her in the face unflinching, but mostly because she doesn't know who she is. But Ladybug tries to say that if you were a little bit nicer, maybe better things would happen to you. And she tries to give a magical charm to Chloe so she won't be akumatized again, but she doesn't want to accept it. She doesn't want anything from Ladybug because of her disdain for her at this point. And I love this moment where Shadow Moth's like, ooh, I'ma do it again. What's one more evil transformation between friends? As he sends out yet another Akuma. And, I love how Cat Noir's just like, well, I better recharge. It looks like we're probably going to need it. And Ladybug explains the nature of the magical charm to Vesperia. It's just like, if only Chloe would take this, she would be protected from getting akumatized again, but I can't force it upon them, which is an interesting restriction. Adds a very nice bit of a wrinkle to the whole situation. I mean, let's be real, Chloe loves being akumatized because she can throw an even bigger tantrum and claim none of the responsibility behind her actions. But Vesperia has a plan. As Chloe heads back to the theater, demanding that they remake the movie, but Zoe, in a show of bravery, really taking charge of the situation. Love this characterization for Zoe. It's just like, no, that's enough. I don't care what you do to me, but you need to stop being so terrible to our friend. I'm no longer gonna let you push me around and this, that, and the other. And Chloe tries to play the daddy card again, and good on Andre for being like, look, you can ask me for whatever materialistic BS you could possibly want, but when it comes to you trying to harm your sister, I will not stand for it. And yes, Andre, yes, but Chloe tries to deny having Zoe as a sister, renounces her as a sibling, but Zoe, quoting the film that they just made, is just like, well, you might hate me, but I love you. You are my sister, you are my family, and even if the whole world hates you, I will still love you. And she goes in for this very sweet hug, and it's such a sweet and tender moment. As she shows off, it's just like, that's why Mother gave me this pendant, so that it would symbolize us being sisters. And Chloe's just like, give it to me. If Mother gave it to us, then I should be the one to wear the pendant. And so Zoe happily gives it over because it's just like, okay, dumbass. It really does show off Zoe's acting abilities, as Chloe doesn't know that she is now no longer capable of being akumatized. I love the little force field that is formed around them and all that good stuff. It's awesome that this worked out so well. And Shadow Moth is just like, what? Usually this works. What's going on? I've been Akuma blocked. It's so good, so great. But Chloe still swears that she will have her revenge in some way, shape, or form on Zoe. This doesn't mean we're all goody-goody friends and all this stuff, which is so unfortunate. Let's take a moment to appreciate how good Chloe looks with her hair down. It's just so unfortunate that the outsides don't match the insides, because this nice fine golden wrapper is filled with dog shit, basically. And we even have a bit of a moment where she just doubly renounces any kind of friendship with Adrian. So, yep, that's done. Can we get a moment with Lila too? Just have her go away too? Which honestly seems to be the case, because Lila has not been in any episodes in a good long time. But Chloe storms off. Marinette is just happy that she can't be akumatized again, and Tiki even hopes that maybe because she can't be akumatized again, maybe she'll actually be a little bit more of a positive person going forward in the future. And yet, Tiki, I don't have that hope anymore. It's just like she had her chance. No, you don't get a second one for me. So that's the end of the episode. Oh my god, this was a whirlwind of emotion, as Chloe was just such a terrible person here. It's just like, man, it's like I knew she could treat family poorly, but this really took the cake for me. It was just too bad. But I'm glad that Zoe was able to take a stand against her sister and just not be pushed around anymore. Like, yes, thank you. I'm also so thrilled that Andre took a stand, was able to just put his foot down in terms of, no, you will not hurt your sister. That is where I draw the line. And that line is just like, yes, thank. But, that was the stuff I liked the most. Zoe becoming Vesperia just actually felt secondary towards everything else, because the main crux of the story was just so strong. But tell me your thoughts in the comment section below. How did you feel about this episode and Chloe's growing resentment towards Zoe, her distancing herself from pretty much everyone at this point, because at this point she's been losing allies left, right, and center. Not that she had many to begin with. Do you think she'll continue to spiral despite the fact that she doesn't have an Akuma anymore? Or do you think that there's possibly a chance she can redeem herself in some way, shape, or form? And how are you feeling towards Zoe, the newest holder of the Be Miraculous? Are you glad that she has it, or do you feel that you wish that things had actually worked out with Chloe and she could have continued being a hero? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below, and if you like this video, please like, comment, subscribe, and hit the bell icon for notifications. That way you don't miss out on my next Miraculous Ladybug episode review. And until next time, I've been Duuz-Diz-Din, and I will see you later. Bug out, Miraculous fans.